Hi guys, Sandy here. Now I see so many players hitting their smash as hard as they possibly can. I know there's a certain level of satisfaction when you're doing that, and so many players that are new to paddle, either from tennis or somewhere else, they get on the court and they smack that ball as hard as they possibly can on all of their smashes. So in this video, we're going to give you a time when it is acceptable to do that, when it's a good choice, and where you should be positioned and your opponent's positioned on the court to make that a good shot selection. The biggest common error for this is that players don't realise there are different types of smashes. So further back in the court, you hit a more defensive smash with the purpose of regaining your net position, and if you're closer and the ball is easier, then you can be more aggressive. You don't hit the same type of smash for all of the balls that are lobbed into the air. So once you've established there are two types of smashes, you need to have a checklist to determine whether you can be really aggressive on that ball. First of all, you need to think where your opponents are. Now, if both of your opponents are right at the back of the court, that would be considered a good time to hit your aggressive smash. But they both need to be back there. Even if the opponent that's in line with you is back and the other one has actually come forward, if you're aggressive and that player at the back leaves it, which they should do, it will hit that glass and then the partner can run across and take advantage of that. So you need to make sure that both opponents are at the back of the court.
So we're going to show two examples of the difference of a few steps. So here he's just in front of the service line, and that means he's actually got time to get forward and to hit this ball. Now we're going to look at a very similar example, similar situation, and he's actually a few steps back. You can see here behind the service line, and this time he doesn't have time to get to the ball, and that's the difference.
The second thing to consider is where are you located on the court? Now, if you're close to net, you've got a better chance to be aggressive with that smash. If you're further back, for example, if you're further back than say the second post, then it's going to be more difficult for you to be aggressive on that and finish the point. So you want to make sure that you're close up to the net. Your opponents are back and you're close up to the net. Obviously this varies. If you're at World Padel Tour level, you see those guys being aggressive from further back in the court, but really you want to be in the best position possible. The third thing to consider is the type of ball that you're receiving. You need to have a softer ball so that you've got time to get yourself into a good position and be aggressive with that. If it's a fast ball and it comes at a slight angle that's difficult for you and you try and go for that aggressive smash, either you'll make a mistake or you won't hit it as well as you could do, and therefore it gives your opponents the chance to attack that next ball after the glass. So now we've established that that's a good ball to go for. So both your opponents are back, you're up close to the net in a good position in the court, and the ball is pretty easy. Then the next tip is to really go for it. Don't kind of be tentative with it. Go for it with all your power. And when it comes to the aiming of this ball, it's really important that you want to try and hit the back glass without hitting the side glasses. Because if you end up hitting the double glass, what happens is it slows down, because each time it hits the glass, the ball slows down and it will hit the double glass and then come at that cross court, giving the opponent's time, your cross-court opponent time to move forward and attack that next ball. So you want to make sure either you hit down the line or you hit down the center of the court so it goes down the middle. That will give your opponents less time to come forward and hit that ball. So a final tip for this shot is don't celebrate too early. I've seen this so many times that the player hits a good smash, but the opponents run forward and they've almost celebrated, thinking they're winning the point, turning their shoulders to go for the next point. The players come back and they've hit that ball either away for a winner or put you under pressure straight away. Because you're hitting aggressive off that back glass, it's going to come nearer to the net. So if they do get to it, then they could be in a good position and you need to be ready for that. Now, we talked earlier about the difference between defensive smashes and aggressive smashes. This basic smash of hitting as hard as you can is relatively new in the game. If you want to improve your level, you really need to understand the differences between those two smashes. And I've done a whole course, because there are so many smashes in paddle, I've done a whole course with a video on each smash explaining the direction, the speed, the spin, how you need to hit. And that will really help you improve your level and make you win more points at net. So I'll link to that down below, but that's definitely worth having a watch after this video.